good. He ate most of his breakfast.
Good morning.
Sorry.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. We're having a little bit of an issue here this morning because it seems that Mr. Bailey, who's laying in the opposite side of the couch this morning, is not feeling very good. His tail was down and his head was down, and he just wanted to cuddle in my lap, which he did. And he ate some of his breakfast, so that's a sort of a good sign. We'll have to check him out. Has not been a good weekend for animals in my house. We had a death over the weekend. One of the chicks, the most acrobatic of the chicks actually, got out of the little pen that we had specially for the babies and got in with one of the great big chickens with Bob. And we're pretty sure it was Bob that done her in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we went shopping and we bought some new chicks. Oh, and now Bailey's right by my feet. Excuse me, I'm going to pick him up. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. You can come here. Here we go. You can sit with me, okay? So my poor little baby is not feeling good today, I think. Anyway, we went shopping and we got 3 new chicks because we found out, as sometimes happens, we were pretty sure that Frisco, the little tiny, cute, little sweet little chickie, little yellow fuzzy chickie, fluffy little baby, grew so fast, and compared to Philly, is like seriously like 4 times her size. Weighs a couple of pounds already. I mean, like we're talking solid chicken. We thought either we got a rooster or we got a turkey, but whatever it was, we were pretty sure we did not have an egg-laying hen there. So we took it in yesterday to have somebody check it out for us. And yeah, well, we didn't get a rooster and we didn't get a turkey, but we did get an eating chicken, not a laying chicken. And those particular crossbreeds are bred so that you can eat them sooner and there's more meat. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle this, but that's why we bought extra chicks, because we knew that Frisco wasn't going to be with us for all that long. Kind of a weird chick report, huh? I don't know. Some of you have chickens. Some of you have had chickens. You know what that's like. I don't like the idea of raising and loving something that I am eventually going to eat. Is something wrong?
You have coffee?
Huh?
Do you have coffee?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Now we were worried about my coffee too, because I was so worried about my Bailey. Okay, what else? Oh, it's April 25th. Do you know what that is? It's the perfect date. Yes, it is. So I've seen that movie at least 3 times. And honestly, I missed that line entirely. It never, and now when I think about it, it cracks me up. But in Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock, when there's the beauty contest and the contestant is asked, what's your idea of a perfect date? The answer she gave was, April 25th, because it's like not too hot and not too cold, and you could just wear a sweater and you'd be fine. Okay, so it's funny. Come on. The perfect date is April 25th. That's today. So hopefully you have a day of sunshine that you can get out there and enjoy. Yeah. Today is Ella Fitzgerald's birthday. Ella Fitzgerald in heaven, but we celebrate that you were born. That woman, as far as I'm concerned, had the cleanest, clearest, most fabulous voice of any woman ever born. Ella Fitzgerald, I could just listen to her all day long. And it's made even more enjoyable just based on the fact that her accompanist for years and years and years and years was my BFF's daddy, Paul Smith, probably the best jazz pianist of all times. He played with all the greats. He played with He he played with Benny Goodman's band. Yeah. Oh, he told me some great stories about that. Um. Anyway, Ella Fitzgerald, your voice has brought me nothing but joy for so many years. Now, it says the live chat is on, and I can see that there are people out there, but I'm not seeing any comments, and I don't understand why. So if you're there, make a little comment. Let me see if I can see if the live chat is working. Something seems to be wrong. It's also Al Pacino's birthday. I never heard him sing, but I certainly have seen the guy act, and he's awfully good at that. What else? It says that today is Academy Awards ceremony day. Are we having Academy Awards this year? I don't know. I wish we could. I wish we would, because I want to tell you all my Academy Awards stories. Because remember, I got to go to the dress rehearsal one year. Oh, that was a day to remember. Wow. It was awesome. And it was to the dress rehearsal. So we didn't even have to get dressed up and fancy. We just went in like jeans and t-shirts, but very nice jeans and t-shirts, if you know what I mean. And I sat with Paul Dreyfus, and I sat with Valerie Bertinelli and Ed Koch, and it was an amazing, amazing day. We even stayed and had lunch there, and it was great. It was great. I don't like the woman that made it possible for me, but I did then. So I guess thank you for making it possible. I need some coffee. Mm. What else? Oh, this was weird. It's license plate day, and I couldn't figure out what that meant. I mean, I know I already paid for my registration, so I figured it wasn't that. So what's license plate day? Well, it turns out that wait, I have to see the date. Okay, I was right. 1901. In 1901, the state of New York required license plates for the first time. And to license your car cost a whole dollar. But I have a feeling $1 was a lot more money than it is now. But here's the part I found interesting. You were also required, the owner of the car was required to have their initials easily seen on the back license plate. Yeah. I mean, you really didn't have to do a whole check. There weren't that many people who had cars, right? But your name with your initials, not your whole name, just your initials would have to be on the car. Also, birthday today of Meadowlark Lemon. Do you know Meadowlark Lemon? He was a basketball player, but what I liked about him the best was he was on the Harlem Globetrotters. Oh my gosh, so much fun. They were like the clowns of basketball, the acrobats of basketball. They used to do these awesome, like, throw from, one end of the auditorium and make a basket. They were just phenomenal. And they always pretended there was a fire, and they'd pretend to throw a bucket of water on the audience, and it would always be confetti, and everybody would laugh like it was the first time they ever saw it. Yeah. The Harlem Globetrotters were such a joy to go watch. And then they became like a thing. It wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like they became so popular. I don't know if that's the word, that it was like scripted, and they did the same thing every single time. It's like once you saw them, that was it. You really didn't need to see them again. But back in the day when they first started, you didn't know what they were going to do. And that was part of what made it so exciting and so much fun. I love to go. We used to go as a family. It is, can't see. It is National Crayola Day. Do you remember when you could only get, like, what was in the box? 16 colors? 8. First 8. That's what you usually got. But then you could get 16 and 32. And oh my God, do you remember when the box of 64 crayons came out? I do. It was like the best day. To get those crayons with those brand new sharp points. And do you remember how awful it was when you broke one of your favorite colors? Yeah. And then they came out with crayon sharpeners, but I think that was after my time. all those colors, all those choices. I know it's why I do word art today. I was fascinated with all the names of all the colors and all the different shades, and I like that. Ah, it's National Mani-Pedi Day. So for my 50th birthday, my kids gave me a mani-pedi certificate. It took me a whole year to get up the gumption to go make an appointment and get a mani-pedi, but I did. And I had my nails done and all painted red. My toenails were red, my fingernails were red, everything was red, 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 and it was gorgeous and I loved it. And for the next 70 years, I always had red toenails, always, all year long, red toenails, red toenails. Not on my fingers. I went French on my fingers. I loved French, but I never was without a mani-pedi after that. I loved it. And then the pandemic hit. And once the pandemic hit, sorry, I was not going to be inside in close quarters. No way, not happening. So I stopped going. It took me probably those of you who have had either acrylic or gel nails can understand this. I'd say it took me a good month and a half before I could actually get all the junk off my nails. And then I had no nails underneath them. I mean, it was ridiculous. They were paper thin, absolutely impossible to deal with. So now it's been a year without a mani-pedi and without acrylic nails and without gel nails. And I finally have nails that are not paper thin anymore. They're not gorgeous, but they're growing back. And they're going to be okay. But my toenails want a pedicure so badly. I think it might be just about time, don't you? I mean, I'm double vaccinated. I can wear a mask. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I really want a mani-pedi. I miss my mani-pedis. My friend Jeff used to take me for mani-pedis every time he came into town. And he's a great big guy. I think they should have charged him double because he was so much bigger than I was. But he was always a really good tipper, so they loved when we came in. And my son, on my birthday, used to go for mani-pedis with me. I love when a guy goes for a mani-pedi. It's such a cool thing to do, right? And it looks so good, and they don't know what they're missing when they don't have it. It's kind of like real men wear pink. Real men have mani-pedis too. They're pretty awesome. They are. What else? Oh, National Zucchini Bread Day. Gotta love me some new zucchini bread. Oh, it's World Penguin Day. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Penguins. I learned a lot about penguins, but in order to share it with you, I'm afraid I have to put this puppy down. How will I do that? Sweetie, can I lay you down on the floor? Huh? He's such a good boy. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, my little sweet face. Okay, I'm going to put him down. And he wants to leave. You can leave if you want. Maybe he wants to go finish his breakfast. Excuse me. Okay, I guess he did. That means he must be feeling better. At least I hope he is. So, penguins. Who doesn't like penguins? I mean, my kids' family calls themselves the Penguins because their last name is so much like penguin. So there's always a lot of penguin fun around here. And I did learn, some, like, penguins can drink seawater. That's kind of weird, right? We can't, but they can. What else? They spend half their time in water and half their time on the land. And how's this? There are no penguins on the North Pole, just on the South Pole. You can find large populations in New Zealand, Australia, Chile, Argentina, and South Africa, but not on the North Pole. The Galapagos penguin is the only species that goes north of the equator in the wild. Most penguins live in the southern hemisphere. This is like I'm like Mrs. Science, right? So other birds develop their wings, but penguins are flightless birds, so they've developed their flippers instead. Yeah. Okay, but that's, those are interesting things. But here's what I wanted to tell you about. The smallest penguins in the world are called fairy penguins, or sometimes they're called blue penguins because of their bluish tint. Even their eyes are blue, and they're tiny. They're like, I want to read this to you, but you might not be as excited about it as I am. They are less than a foot tall. They're only about 8 inches tall, and they don't weigh more than a couple of pounds. They're so cute. And they live in these massive populations. They burrow, they have little homes that they burrow, right? And every day they go out into the ocean in massive, massive groups. They go out into the ocean. They stay there for like 18 hours a day and then come back at the same time every night. They go out at the same time every morning. They spend 18 hours in the water, and then they come back at the same time every night. And when I was in Australia, I heard about the fairy penguins, and they had it set up where the fairy penguins lived, where they built these wooden stair ramps that were raised above their burrows. So you could actually walk along and see the burrows. And then they had like almost like an amphitheater set up at the beach. So you could sit, and they had these spotlights, and you knew about what time they were coming back because they came back the same time every night. And around, I think it was like 9 o'clock at night, something like that, the floodlights would come on and people would get so excited. And the first person to spot one would start screaming. And then all of these, like, I'm talking thousands of penguins would come back to land, and they'd all come up to the beach, and then they'd waddle along to their burrows. Oh, so cute. And you could then get out of your seat, and you could go on these wooden walkways and follow them to their burrows without ever getting in their way or disturbing them because you were above them. Oh, they were so cute. They were so special. I would go back to Australia again just to see the fairy penguins, if nothing else. Yeah, they were awesome. Did I bore you? I hope I didn't bore you. Okay, I could go on and on, but I won't. I promise I won't. But fairy penguins, look them up. Go to Australia and see them. They're so awesome. And speaking of awesome, this is also the anniversary of Ginger Rogers' death. Ginger Rogers, one of the greatest dancers of all time. I think she did like 10 musicals with Fred Astaire as his dancing partner. And she has a quote that all women love. And if you are a woman and you haven't heard it, you're going to hear it now and you're going to love it. She says that women are awesome. That's not her quote, but essentially she says women are awesome because she knows as a dancer, and here's the quote, that women have to do everything men do, but they have to do it backwards and in heels. Here's to you, Ginger Rogers. And she was adorable. That too. What else? What else? Today's word art. Today's word art. I think it's in here. Wait a minute. Here it is. I saved it for you. Here's the word art. Let's get this party started. Come on, my friends. Another week. Let's get this party started. What are you waiting for? That thing you said you were going to do eventually? It's time. Let's start it. Take that first step. Make that first move. You've got this. Remember, you can make your dreams come true. You're the only one who can. Make it happen. Get the party started. This is a party. This is life. Let's celebrate it. Start the party. And start it with a sip and a smile and an awesome Sunday and a new week coming. See ya.